You know how throughout Dephemerember, both Luise and I usually have at least one video where we get very emotional. Oh my goodness, you can probably hear it in my voice. This is going to be one of those videos. But this time, I already got emotional just in the preparation for what I want to do for this next prompt. Oh my goodness. This is incredible. Dephemerember never ceases to surprise me in such a good way because, of course, these emotions are happy emotions. They're about gratitude. And Dephemerember always gets me to reflect on my journey and my friendship with Luise and this amazing community. And it just makes me emotional because I'm so invested, I'm so passionate, and you guys mean the world to me. My goodness, what a start for a video. Welcome to December 30th of Dephemerember. It's the second to last prompt. I don't know what to say. It's breaking my heart, but I'm also happy we got here. You know what I mean? It's such a mishmash of feelings. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Whew. So today's prompt is envelope, flip, and secret love letter. Today's ephemera that I'm going to make is a fairly simple one, but a meaningful one. And I need the support of my little pandas here from Luise to help me through today. Okay, let's move her aside for the moment. So with the execution of this prompt, oh, that sounds very brutal. Execution of a prompt. I don't want to execute anything or anyone. Okay, let's phrase it differently. The idea for this prompt is that crafting has a way of bringing us back to who we were as little girls. You know, like playing with scissors and glue and scraps of paper. And for this project, I wanted to celebrate that playful, imaginative part. I don't know why this is so difficult today. So I wanted to celebrate that playful, imaginative part of all of us, while also sending a very heartfelt message to my little junk journal sister, Luise. So we're going to construct something which will unfortunately require a little bit of measuring. I wouldn't know how to do this one without measuring, so my apologies in advance. If you hate measuring, I hate measuring too. We'll keep it to a minimum, okay? I promise. I'm going to start out with this beautifully coffee-dyed paper. I don't know what was put on here to make this amazing design. I have been gifted this quite a while ago and I've been hoarding it, and today is the day I'm going to use it. So what we need for this flip is a square piece of paper, and I have calculated for my specific project that I need my paper to be 11 by 11 centimeters, and in inches that is a little over 4¼ inches. So you could also do exactly 4¼ inches. So I will measure this. In my case, since I have this design on my paper, I'm going to measure it so that this is hopefully in the middle. So I hope you have not followed my instructions because the measurement I told you is completely wrong. I'm so sorry. This is starting off really well, Barbara. So the length and width of my square is not 11 centimeters. I don't know where that came from. Well, I do know, but it's 21 centimeters, or yeah, you can say 8 inches. It's a little more than 8 inches, but 8 inches will work just fine. And the reason why I took that measurement is our A4 paper, so that's our standard paper here in Europe, has the width of 21 centimeters. So this is the widest I can go. And it also happens to be a number that I can easily divide by 3. With 8 inches, that is a little harder, I have to confess. So please calculate whatever 1/3 of 8 inches is, because now we need to divide this paper into 9 sections. So we need 2 lines here and 2 lines here, so that in the end we have 9 equal squares on this square. I hope that makes sense. So for me, each square is going to be 7 centimeters. And I will mark that on all 4 sides. Then I will connect my lines. Try to be as precise as possible. From experience, I know that even though I try to be precise, it never turns out precisely. And I'm just accepting that it's not going to be perfect. I have made peace with it. So hopefully you can see the grid that I have here with my 9 squares. Then the next step is to cut away these 4 corner squares. We will not be needing these. So now we have this cross left over and we can erase our pencil marks. And depending on how accurately you measured and cut your shape, these should now all fold on top of each other. So we're just folding all of these into the middle. And obviously, because this has a certain thickness, your last one will not go all the way to the end, which is okay. So now we have this. Next, I want to fold a little envelope for the middle here. This is the last part that requires measuring, I promise. I'm going to take this plain piece of coffee dyed paper for that. And this is where the measurement 11 by 11 comes from, because I measured that is the size I need to fold my envelope into the right size to fit into here. So 11 by 11, as I mentioned, is approximately 4¼ inches. So this next part I think we can do without measuring. So I'm going to place my piece of paper in the middle so that these corners are pointing always to the middle of the thing. That just helps me with folding the envelope so that I don't have to measure more. Then I'm going to fold in the sides so that I have a little bit of space here between the flap and the envelope. I'll try to keep that as straight as possible. Do the same thing for the other half. It's not half. For the left side. Again, making sure that I leave a little bit of a distance and try to be as straight as possible. And then we can fold this up. How far am I folding? Let's see if this works before I give you any instructions. And then fold this down. Yeah, this is really a very, very simple little envelope. So it should look like this. So it needs to fit onto our square, obviously with an even border all the way around. It's not perfect, I know, it's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. So next I'll just ink up all of my edges. Okay, so once I have everything inked up, you can see I have gloves on my fingers, so it's going to get a little bit messy because I want to add a little bit interest on this envelope. This is a bit plain for me. I don't have to worry about the back side because that is going to be glued on, but I want something on the edges. I'm going to take some Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide and add some water. This one always amazes me because this color, even on the ink pad itself, it looks like a cold gray, but once you add water, it becomes such a beautiful warm gray. I find that fascinating. So I'm just going to dip my corners in there. Then I'll dry that and we'll see if we need to add something else. So dried, it looks like this, which is actually beautiful, but I do want a little bit darker accents as well. So I'm going to take some ground espresso, just a little bit, and dab that in as well to get more depth. Oh yeah, this is good. More depth, more variety, yep. Variety and interest. I'm in love. This looks so nice and grungy. I think this was the outside, not that it really matters. Yum. But I'm also going to add some stamping, but let's first glue that together. So I'll just glue this corner here on top of the other corner, and then we'll glue up this flap. I kind of only want some random marks on this envelope, so I'm going to use this little stamp here. It's by Carabel Studio, which is a French company. It has the number SA70187. I'll use my black archival ink for a nice contrast. Put a piece of paper in here because I don't want the stamping to go on the inside. Oops. And I also want something on the flap. And I completely lost the edging, the inking of the edges, so I'll just redo those quickly. So do that after you put wet media on your envelope, not like I did it. It's kind of useless. Once you add something wet, obviously your edges are going to dissolve again. So I'm ready to glue this envelope down. I'm only going to glue it on the 3 edges because I don't know if I might want to add something behind the envelope. And in this way I have the option, but I don't have to. You know what I mean? It's good to have options. So I could tuck something behind here now if I wanted to. So next I want to decorate these flaps here on both sides. And if you've been watching Dephemerember since the beginning, then you'll remember for December 3rd, we had layer tag and retro film strip. Let me show you my ephemera. Here, that was this one with the fun shaker card elements. And I used a new printable called Retro Girl Photo Sheet. And I want to have more of these photos in my journal. So these are what they look like cut out. They are squares and the measurement is perfect for our little flip out. And I know that Luise is using the same girls for today's video. So I am so curious what she's going to do with these. I'm sure it will be very different to what I'm doing, and I cannot wait to watch her video. I usually watch Luise's videos when I'm having my lunch after I have filmed my video for another day, not the same day obviously, but I always have to wait till I can watch her video because I need to first get mine done so that I can relax a little bit before editing and have lunch, and then I get to watch her video, and that is always such a treat. So I'm using these again. So I had a goodie code for you. I will write it here again for you in case you don't remember from that video or you haven't seen it. So this code is valid again until the end of January 2025. But this time I have printed them on vinyl sticker paper. So you see these are glossy. And the reason I did that is because, first of all, I've mentioned this before, I bought this by mistake because I actually wanted to have the holographic sticker paper that Luise used for, whoops, what's happening here? That Luise used for her beautiful holographic pages, like this amazing one right here. Look at that. I can't get over how beautiful this is. So I wanted to do that for her cover, and by mistake I bought this one, not seeing that it's not holographic. So I have these now, and of course I want to use them. And I think this also works really well for this prompt, because going back to the theme of we're all little girls still inside, we all loved stickers, didn't we? I still love stickers, so that was another reason. And also, actually a third reason, something Luise mentioned in her recent Dephemerember video as well, is that we know that you most likely don't have this at home, but we would like you to experiment with what you have at home. I will alter some of these photos a little bit, and I'm just going to experiment and see what happens. And we would love for you to see what you have at home and experiment, or even maybe try some new mediums. Get some vinyl sticker paper or holographic paper or whatever it is you want to play with, and experiment with it. Because using different papers in your journal will give you different effects, obviously. And this way you have more variety in your journals. So I'm going to choose 8, so 4 for this side and then 4 for the other side, and cut those out. And I also just remembered I also used the same images for this little flip out tag. So I just want to make sure that I don't use the same images. I love this tag so much. Actually, it doesn't even need the paper clip anymore. Now it's staying completely closed on its own, which is great. And I just lost the paper clip again. There it is. They're so tiny. Anyway, we'll stick that back in here with mom. Okay, so I have my 8 girls here. And to me, each of these girls represent a piece of our crafting community. Of course, the joy and the curiosity and the endless imagination that we all share. You know, whether we're crafting with coffee dyed papers or vinyl stickers, at the end, we're all just little girls at heart, playing and creating with abandon, right? Oh, wait, before I add them, yeah, I wanted to do something to these. So I want to use the technique that, of course, again, I got from Luise, our little junk journal scientist. And I want to add some patterns to these images. This stencil is called, I can't read it, wait. Let's take a marker, hopefully that will reveal the number. Still can't read it. THMM4, could that be it? Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. This is like impossible to read. Anyway, use whatever you have. So I really like this harlequin design, and I should definitely use some tape. So we have to make sure that our stencil stays in place. So this is also the technique that I used on Luise's cover. And I love it so much with the vinyl paper. I think it also works with regular paper. You should give that a try. And then I also need to tape down the photo. Otherwise, there will be a catastrophe. Not that this is a guarantee there won't be any catastrophes. So this is my sanding disc. You can just use regular sanding paper if you have some. And then we just carefully go over this to reveal the design underneath. I love this so much, Luise. This is so very cool. It's one of my favorite techniques now. Oh, now it looks like she's standing in front of a fence. How cool is that? I didn't even consider that. Oh my goodness, how amazing is this? Ha! Wait, I'll show you close up. This is genius. You see that? There's a fence now. Oh my goodness, I just love it. Okay, and then Let's go over it with, should we do something fun? Let's try mustard seed. Or that might be too much. Let's try rusty hinge. Not go completely crazy with this. So I'll take my makeup brush with the soft bristles and then go over the part where we rubbed off the print. And the other thing I'd like to do is I'd actually like to just roughen up the edges so that I can add some more of the rusty hinge here on the edges. Or actually, let's add a darker color on the edges. So the edges are distressed now. And let's try the ground espresso. I'll actually take this finger dauber. And just in case you're wondering, where we rubbed off the ink, the Distress Oxide now is permanent, which is super interesting. Okay, I don't know what this is going to look like when we peel it off, but I do want to demonstrate that when we take a wet cloth, obviously some is going to come off because whatever is on the print itself, where we haven't sanded anything away, is going to come off. But it's not coming off on the parts that we sanded away. Yeah, I should have taken a white one so you could see what's coming off. So now, interestingly, this became a little bit green, but I still love how grungy this looks. Wait, let's compare it to the original. And I know this might not be everybody's cup of tea. Maybe you like them just as they come out the printer, and that is totally fine. So there you see the difference. Vintage and fresh out of the printer. I mean, I just think this one here has so much more character. But hey, you do you, right? So I want to see what this looks like if we add it here. Love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to use the same technique for all of these other photos or stickers, and I'll show you what they look like once I'm done. Okay, so let me show you the final results. There's this one, this one with the stars. I really like the stars. This one you can't really tell what the stencil was. I guess you can see a little bit of the lettering there. This one I think is really cute because she's looking up at the letters, like the ABCs. I think that's really, really adorable. These are actually flowers. You have to know it to recognize it, I think. And this is really cute with the hearts. And she's smiling so cute. They're all so cute. So now we just need to add these to the flaps. So for the inside, I want to give these girls names. So this here is Joy. And she represents the happiness and pure delight that creating brings, reminding us of the playful, childlike wonder in crafting. This is Hope. And she represents the light and positivity crafting spreads, turning even the simplest scraps into something beautiful. Next we have beautiful Grace. She represents the kindness and creativity that flows through our community. It's the way we crafters share our time, our ideas, and encouragement with one another. Grace is the patience to let creativity unfold, the elegance in turning scraps into art, and the generosity of spreading beauty in the world. And finally, we have Faith. And she symbolizes the belief in the magic of crafting and the trust our community has in one another. So faith is what keeps you going when a project feels tricky, for example, It's what connects you to fellow creators across the world, and what makes you believe that even the smallest effort can spark joy and inspiration in others. So let's fold these over. I don't remember which. Oh no, this is oh no, you know, I should have, oh dear, these should have been put on the other way around. Maybe I can still take them off since they're stickers and I didn't use glue. Yes, oh my goodness, that is pure luck. Because if I would have glued these down, there's no way I could have gotten these off. Oh, yay for stickers. Oh my goodness, that makes me so happy now. So please pay attention to that. So lucky. Okay, let's try this again. She'll be last. Yes. So of course we still need to add my love letter for Luise. I've already cut a paper from the same paper out of which the envelope is made, so this fits in here beautifully. And I've already written it on the back. It's actually just one sentence. Luise, this is for you. Luise, will you craft with me forever? I actually just called Luise right before filming this video. I was actually very emotional. I started crying. Warning, I might start again now, thinking of all of this. I could not ask for a better, not just collaboration partner, but of course also friend in Luise. Luise, I've told you this on the phone before, but what you have brought to my world, I cannot even put into words. And our friendship has enabled us to create this incredible community and to share our passion with our community in a much better way than if we would have each done this alone. I think our viewers will agree with that. You have always been a major inspiration in my crafting world. You are the best collaboration partner I could ever ask for. I trust you implicitly. We always have the best time working together, planning together. You have the best ideas. We have so much fun together. And I do not ever want to imagine my life without you. So thank you so much, Luise, for being you, for being part of my life, for being part of this amazing community. Thank you. And please craft with me forever. That is my only wish. So I will put this in here. We need to close this somehow. Maybe the best way is to use some of this because this is a little bit thicker. And let's punch out a heart. I know, Luise, you're not a fan of hearts, but this requires a heart. No, I'm sorry. Why does Dephemerember always get so emotional? But as I said at the beginning, it's a good thing because it makes me reflect and be grateful. So, easiest closure ever. We can just stick the tip in here. Okay, so now when we close this, oh, we said that was the last one. Oh, I'm so happy these are the right direction. We're going to have to keep this closed somehow as well. And we need to add this to a page. Okay, let's move away from the beginning. There's too much happening in the beginning. I never put anything in here. I have a feeling I still have a lot of places that need things. Oh wait, wasn't there? Yeah, there was a page with friendship. I think this goes here beautifully. You know, usually you put things on the bottom so the bottom gets bulkier than the top. No, it doesn't. Okay, never mind that. It's a weird format for this page, isn't it? Maybe it should be right on top of the friendship or right below the friendship. No, let's put it here. But we need to close this somehow because this is going to annoy me if it keeps flopping open like that. An easy solution would be to add some twine on the back, then glue it down and just tie it in the front. But that would tie it like right on her nose. I'm not sure I'm loving that solution. The other solution would be, of course, to stick it into something like a belly band. But again, then we lose face no matter if we do one like this or like this. We're not going to see her pretty face. Okay, I have another idea. What if we use a magnet to keep it closed? And to cover the magnet, maybe we can use some circles. One magnet would need to go here, and the other here. Actually, they should be in the middle. I don't know why I put them up there. So one goes here. I do not have the best track record with magnets, so let's see how this goes. First of all, I'm getting glue all over this, which is not a good idea. Yep, it's starting. Okay. So you go there. I'm just worried that they're not going to be strong enough, although these are very strong, but as I said, I've had issues in the past. Maybe instead of the circles, we should add some fabric because it should definitely go through the fabric. And that way we could have a little cute thing sticking out. So I have this piece here. Maybe let's first add the second magnet. So we'll add some marker here so that we know where the second one needs to go. Press that down so that we see the marker. I see it right there. And we add that magnet, but we should check which direction. Now I'll never be able to separate these again. Oh my goodness. We're good. Now watch me get the direction wrong. Let me mark this as well so that I don't get the direction wrong. That would be so annoying. This now needs more glue. Telling you, these little fiddly magnets are always a challenge. I mean, they're great if they work. So now we cut two strips, or we cut one strip and cut it in half. And we add one here. Oh, no, 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 no. These two need to be adhered to each other because the fabric has a front and a back. And of course, we want it to be pretty on both sides. Whew, that was a good save. See, but now I don't know if it's going to be too thick, the fabric. You know, we have 4 layers of fabric in between the 2 magnets. Just hope this will be okay. So this one is now pretty from both sides. And then we need to cut 2 more in the same length. Okay, I'll let this dry for a moment before trying this out. So it's about 5 minutes later. This has dried a little bit. I've cleaned up the mess on my desk a little bit. Let's see. I knew it. Look at this. Ah! I cannot believe this is not working. Why? Because these magnets are strong. They just don't want to work for me. And they are right on top of each other. How annoying is that? Okay, we have to take this off. Why? Why? Let's take the magnets off. They are useless. Thank you very much. Let me dry this so that these panels don't get you ruined. This is already quite thin. Oh, I can't dry it because we have vinyl here and this will probably melt. Okay, never mind. Plan B. Taking the same fabric, we're going to cut another strip. By the way, this fabric, in case you haven't seen it in my new planner, which I recently made in my Plan and Create With Me video for January. This is the fabric I used and it's called Open Space by Marsha Dorsey. So this time what we'll do is I'll just use a single layer and make them a little longer. And we'll glue these on without magnets so that they are pretty from the outside. Okay, so again, let's let this dry. I could have, oh my goodness, Barbara. No, actually I couldn't because we had to cover this boo-boo here. Okay, because I was thinking I could have also added this to the back here. That would have been even better. But yeah, I wanted to cover that up. So again, I will let this dry for a couple of minutes. Okay, it's been, I don't think even 2 minutes. I don't have patience anymore. I want to just finish this. So now when we close this, we can very carefully just tie these two together. And that way, we'll again have a fun element sticking out of our journal. And I think it's actually very cute up here, right above the friendship. How about that? And let's see what it looks like when we open it up in the journal. I'm going to carefully open this because the glue, of course, is not really dry yet. So 1, 2, 3, and oops, and 4. Yeah, this is great. I love it. Yep, and we have another fun element sticking out of our journal. Can never have enough of those, right? So thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And Luise, I'm looking forward to your reply to my question. December 30th, done. Oh my goodness, tomorrow it's New Year's Eve. Can you believe it? I certainly cannot. I hope you join me for this very last prompt, in which we will also have our giveaway that we mentioned at one point. So don't miss that. Have fun with this prompt. Love you guys. Mwah! Mwah!